Dire's middle tower is under attack.
When I say a thing, you know it's true. So I'm calling it
Prepare
right
for
here
battle.
and now. This
A prize.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Is that my blood? Fair execution.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
think it was possible.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Shall hour my dirge. Shall repay this debt. What have we here?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm burning up!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Mine.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You will make a nice knowing.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Twice the measure of power.
Wish fulfilled.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It fills me with nothingness.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Invisibility.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Manipulating where the first wave meets. This is at number 1 because it comes first chronologically in game. If nobody on either team blocks waves, the off-lane creeps will meet the safe lane creeps right around the bend, close to the enemy tier 1 tower. If you're a mid player, you're very used to blocking creep waves, so should we be blocking creeps in our off lane too? Yes and no, but mostly no. It's kind of a rock, paper, scissors scenario. If you block your creeps and the safe lane blocks their creeps, we're in the same position as nobody blocking at all. If we block and safe lane doesn't, we get a small advantage in lane position. If safe lane blocks and you don't, the wave ends up under their tower, which is good. We want that. It's tricky to last hit under tower, although not that tricky if you watched our previous video. In addition, the second wave will push closer to your T1 tower, which is exactly what we want. So what's the best or most consistent option? None of these. If you want to play like a 9K pro, you can block the enemy's lane for them. After bounty runes, go between the enemy tier 1 and tier 2 and body block their wave. This works because the first wave can't even aggro players, so you're free to do this. Now your first wave will always end up under the safe lane tower. This is honestly such a dirty trick, guys. Abuse it while you can, because I wouldn't be surprised if Ice Frog patches it out like he patched out early game creep cutting. Just be wary of what heroes you're doing it against, as you can get punished for doing this. Up next is knowing your role. But Dan, what do you mean? I'm an offlaner. That's my role. That's why I clicked on this video. Well, yeah, you are, but the thing about offlane is you're usually the flexible hero who has to fill in the gaps for the rest of your draft. Historically, your role in most matches was that of the aura jockey, a tanky hero who built all these overpowered teamfight items. Things have changed, and you're no longer obligated to buy the same old boring items every game like Greaves, Pipe, Crimson, Vlad's, and maybe a Force Staff if you were feeling extra spicy. Looking at pro matches right now, you won't see as many team items on offlaners, which is really saying something if these organized professional teams aren't always building aura items. Nature's Prophet is so popular right now, and most of his builds are focused on DPS. Ask yourself, what does my team need? You're supposed to be that reliable backbone. If you're a tank and you have 2 glass cannons between mid and carry already, let's go for an old-fashioned aura jockey build. Does your draft have serious issues locking down the enemy? Get something like a Blink or Force Staff, and later on something like an Atos, Scythe, or Meteor Hammer. Did your mid go someone tempo-based that doesn't scale as much? Then you can look to build whatever damage items suit your hero. Picking to synergize with your support is third. Typically, or at least hopefully, both of your supports will pick first. Do everyone a favor by picking an offlaner who will work well with the position 4. If you have a melee 4, strongly consider a ranged 3 or at least a melee 3 that you know has strong synergy with the team. Of course, if you have a ranged 4, pick a melee 3. Also, because the enemy support's picked first, you should have a good idea what support you're up against in lane. If we see the oh-so-common Jakiro, then there is more merit to picking someone like Legion Commander who can purge Jakiro's spells with Press the Attack. If the position 4 picked a roamer and indicates that they indeed plan to roam a lot, we should pick someone who is resilient and self-sustaining, at least as much as you can be in a 1v2 matchup. And number 4 is knowing when to go solo. Trigger warning for old school players. Way back in the day, it was the standard to be a solo offlaner against a tri-lane. People didn't even call it the offlane, they called it the suicide lane. That's how bad it was. Thankfully, those days are long gone, and the meta is primarily 2v2 lanes. But there are still some games where you'll have to or should look to go solo. Against a very weak enemy lane that you don't have much kill potential on, for example. Or maybe your team wants to tri-lane because they will lose the standard 2v2, but with adding another support, the whole dynamic of the lane will be changed for the better. Some offlane picks like Sand King are so stable with a well-rounded kit of wave clear and escape that they can thrive 1v2. Or for our lower MMR friends, you probably just have a jungler and you have to go solo out of necessity. Make the best out of it. Play for experience and not last hits. For number 5, we have shutting down the enemy carry. Okay, maybe you can't shut them down all the way because that relies on the enemy's mistakes more than anything, but it's the type of mindset that you should be in. If you watched our carry video, you know that a carry's time is money. Your time is not at such a premium. That means anything you can do to waste their time is a net advantage for you. Think about it like this. Your first item might be a Vanguard. Theirs is a Battle Fury. Your item is going to help you live. Theirs will help them farm. If you can slow down the carry, even if you're slowing down yourself at the same time, that's great. The Battle Fury being slowed down is a much bigger deal than your Vanguard. For example, if you can kill the carry but end up dying to the support right after. So what? That's fine. We'll take that 1-for-1 trade. This mindset of shutting them down should manifest itself in your starting items. Lots of regen for prolonged trades, early items like Bracer, Wand, Boots, or whatever you think you need to make the enemy carry hate this lane. Halfway there, number 6, keeping your levels up. Remember, what makes an offlaner an offlaner is their reliance on levels, not farm, to be effective. So if you're in a hard lane and can't get that many last hits, you'll at least be getting XP, which is great for you. XP range is 1500 units. You can hold Alt over the level circle on your hero portrait to see what that range looks like. Always try to play within that circle. Denies are nowhere near as painful for you as they used to be. You still get half XP from a denied creep, but you must still be in range. XP is king, even more so than your life. An offlaner who is level 5 with 0 deaths is probably going to do less than an offlaner with level 7 and 2 deaths. Don't fear death, fear being out of XP range. For number 7, we have taking over the dead lane. In most games, there will be one lane at some point that you just have no vision over. The enemy cleared out the towers in that lane, so you have no TP access points. It's scary to go there. This is the dead lane. We can either give up the dead lane and only come back there to defend threats to high ground, or we can sit one hero, usually you, to soak up all that valuable farm. Why you? Well, your mid and carry are known as the position 1 and 2 because they have higher farm priority than you. They want the safer places to farm for themselves. A lot of position 3 heroes are perfectly suited for this task anyway. Underlord, Pangolier, Nature's Prophet, and Centaur are some examples of heroes who are more than capable of doing this job with their wave clear, mobility, or tankiness. Just make sure that you aren't spending all your time there. Your goal is to push it out because it's dangerous. You should be willing to take that risk, but look to join the team afterwards. Coming in hot at number 8 is controlling the enemy pull. The small camp in the safe lane is why this lane is considered safe, as it's pretty easy to get pulls off from there. If the enemy has a smart support who you allow to freely stack and pull, don't be surprised when the carry is level 6 and you're 4. The old school method you might default to if you've been playing for a while is simply placing a ward in the spawn box, which you can see highlighted yellow by holding Alt, so that the jungle camp does not spawn. Pros don't always do this. Nowadays, it's just too easy to de-ward it, and players have gotten more aware of it. Even a low-ranked support might catch on right away and de-ward it. Instead, you can place an observer around, but not in the camp. Know when the support pulls and go over to contest it. If you're quick, you'll claim not only the wave, but the small camp to farm for yourself too. If the carry comes to fight you, you might have to back off, but that's still a win. They missed out on last hits in order to contest you. Another less-known trick is that you can actually ask your support to go and block the camp for you with their body. 9 is the sequel to number 8, and can you guess what it is? If you guess spam pinging your mid for dying while you're getting tri-laned against, you're wrong. Don't be that guy. It's utilizing your side pull. The side pull is the big camp closest to the off-lane tier 1. The timing for pulling this camp is just after your creep wave passes the tier 1. So right as the first melee creep passes your tower, around 20 or 50 seconds of any minute, hit the camp and walk towards your wave. Cutting just one tree with a tango or quelling blade can make this easier. You can stack this camp at any time ending in 55 seconds. Just hit the camp and walk out to stack. This stacked hard camp really shreds your creep wave and will ensure your opponents never see that gold and XP again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
A rolling stone.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Not quite as slow.
Precious bounty.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack.